SIFTER.com.au.
Hi, I'm Fiona Bartholomaeus.
And I'm Jahne.
Welcome to Walkthrough, SIFTER's weekly recap on the biggest news in video games.
This week, EA looks to add real adverts to their games again. Some Xbox studios are fighting to go independent to save themselves from getting cut. And Fortnite collabs with more games, but people aren't thrilled about some Gen AI team-ups. Here's the news for Sunday, the 21st of June, plus all the upcoming games launching this week. Let's go.
Join the SIFTER community on Discord at sifter.com.au/Discord.
We get enough advertisements in the real world, and now we'll be getting even more in games, thanks to EA. They announced this week that they're launching a new advertising scheme, which means brands can integrate their dynamic ads directly into the gameplay. We've seen cross-promotion in some of their games already, like the EA Sports titles and The Sims 4, but this new approach will integrate them into gameplay through real-time placements from stadium signage to custom in-game content.
Okay, so this might seem pretty unusual, but it actually isn't new, especially not for EA. 19 years ago, yes, that's right, 19 years ago, EA actually included a form of dynamic advertising in their game Battlefield 2142 and Burnout Paradise. The futuristic shooter and racing game would have real adverts on in-game billboards for food and drink, and even presidential hopeful Barack Obama got into the mix, targeting a younger audience. In more recent years, The Sims has done brand collabs with companies like Coach, Moschino, and even Amazon, including free update items and unavoidable menu ads. But at least we have a real Sims Alexa, I guess? While we can't escape adverts anywhere, it's a return to an idea that EA has already tried nearly 2 decades ago, and you better believe you'll be tracked within an inch of your life. A couple of Xbox studios are fighting to go independent in order to avoid being shut down. It was announced this week that 3 different studios, Compulsion Games, Double Fine, and Ninja Theory, are in active negotiations to spin off from Xbox. We don't hear much of studios trying to go independent in order to save themselves, but some of these studios only just had games come out or only just announced games.
Compulsion released South of Midnight last year, and Double Fine released Kiln only a few months ago. What's crazy is that Ninja Theory, which made Hellblade, only announced a game last week at the Xbox Games Showcase called Senua. All 3 studios have created award-winning games, but they're not necessarily commercial hits. I wonder if that's why they've been caught up in Microsoft's big cuts in the gaming division. Uh-oh, it's not looking good for Don't Nod. The company behind Life is Strange is likely to go under by November. It was noticed that the French studio's auditor issued a special alert report this month and said they had just €8.8 million, or about 14 million Australian dollars, left in their bank accounts. I wish that was me. It said that the chairman, Oscar Gilbert, has been seeking additional financing for several months, including requesting aid from the main shareholder, Tencent.
Apparently, there are a few things the company can do to keep themselves afloat for a little while longer, including launching the studio's next title earlier in 2027 than planned. We do know that in October last year, Don't Nod announced an agreement with Netflix to make a new narrative video game based on major IP, and there is also a TV show in the works. I guess we'll see what happens with Don't Nod. At the State of Unreal conference this week, Epic Games announced that Fortnite will be adding more than 30 gaming collabs to the game this year. One of the biggest crossovers that was announced was the Sonic Fortnite collab, which is based on the 2025's Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Epic are also pushing their idea of the metaverse, opening with Unreal Engine 6, the ability to use some of the Fortnite skins in other games if those developers support it. Though it might not be a match made in heaven for a Vampire Survivors collab thanks to Epic Games' use of AI.
Vampire Survivors studio Punkle said that after Epic revealed a behind-the-scenes video of how they used generative AI, they were reconsidering their crossover. The video showed how Epic uses prompts to adjust hand-drawn designs for Fortnite character skills and art assets used in the game's concept phase. If only we had concept artists for that. The video also showed AI being used to turn sketches into more detailed designs or experiment with alternative versions of artwork. Anyway, Punkle's message has been praised by Vampire Survivor fans, and they said they'll let everyone know what will happen. That's it for the headlines. Here are the games coming out this week.
Dear and Boy is a poetic cinematic platformer where a runaway boy meets a fawn. Follow their emotional journey as they discover abilities, solve puzzles, and grow their bonds. It looks super cute and sweet, and it's coming to PC on the 23rd.
And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, Gooners Prepare. The fan favourite 3D fighting game Dead or Alive 6 is back with stylish moves, striking animations, a cast of colourful characters to go head-to-head in the fighting game world's most extreme battles, and some extremely uncomfortable-looking outfits. It's coming to PC, Xbox, and PlayStation on the 25th of June.
It's not so much of a new release, but the 5th chapter of DELTARUNE is finally dropping as a free update to anyone owning the full game on the 25th this week on PC, PlayStation, Switch, and Switch 2. Developer Toby Fox has described the chapter as similar to turning around to watch the sun before it goes down completely. Whatever the hell that means.
And finally, Star Fox is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, following the titular character's starring role in the latest Super Mario movie, Super Mario Galaxy. The game looks really great for anyone who's a Nintendo 64 kid. If you only got your driver's license in the last 5 years, though, it's probably not for you. You can find that on sifter.com.au. A review will be coming soon from Gianni, and I've actually already done a preview. The game will be releasing on the 25th.
Articles to read,
Videos to watch.
and podcasts to listen to.
SIFTER.com.au.
This has been Walkthrough by SIFTER. My name is Fiona Bartholomaeus.
And I'm Kat Jahne. Thank you so much for listening.
Walkthrough is our recap of the news, but if you want to catch up on all the SIFTER stories, we've got a fancy newsletter. It's an easy way to make sure you don't miss any of our interviews or reviews, and it's out every fortnight. Head to sifter.com.au/newsletter to subscribe. That again is sifter.com.au/newsletter.
SIFTER is produced by Kyle Pauletto, the lovely Fiona Bartholomaeus, who joined me on this episode, Naomi Jackson, Chris Button, and Adam Christou. Mitch Lowe is senior producer and edited this episode. I am senior and social producer, and Gianni Di Giovanni is SIFTER's executive producer and script editor.
Thanks to Brian Fairbanks from Salty Dog Sounds for composing the Walkthrough theme tune, and Audio Technica Australia and Apple for their support of SIFTER's podcast.
We'll be back with more news next Sunday. See you then.